Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to speak to you about the power that resides in focusing on yourself, about how shifting your energy inward can unlock a future you never thought possible. We live in a world that constantly demands our attention, to meet deadlines, to serve others, to fulfill expectations. But amidst all these demands, we often forget one essential truth: that the key to true success begins not by looking outward, but by looking inward. The journey toward greatness begins with one fundamental principle: self-awareness. To know who you are is the first step in creating the life you were designed to live. Many chase external things, hoping they will bring fulfillment. But the truth is, what you seek outside of yourself has already been planted within you. Your potential, your gifts, your abilities, everything you need to make an impact is within you, waiting to be discovered and unlocked. The question is, are you paying attention to what lies inside? The moment you begin to recognize your own worth, you start the process of mastering your mind. You see, your mind is the most powerful tool in your possession. It shapes your actions, guides your decisions, and determines your success. Too often we allow external circumstances, opinions, or distractions to dictate how we think. But the moment you take control of your mind, you take control of your destiny. Begin to direct your thoughts with purpose. Focus on what serves you, what elevates you, and what aligns with your values and your vision. This is not a one-time shift. Self-development is a continuous journey, a lifelong commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. There is no end to personal growth. There is only progress. We are all works in progress. And the more we invest in our own development, the more we prepare ourselves to handle greater responsibilities and opportunities. This is not about perfection, it's about progression. It's about showing up every day with the intention to grow, to improve, and to evolve. In this journey, it's crucial to understand that true validation does not come from others, it comes from within. Too often we seek approval from external sources. We look for affirmation in the form of praise, recognition, or social acceptance. But the secret to peace and fulfillment is understanding that you do not need anyone's permission to pursue your purpose. When you are aligned with your truth, when you know your value, you no longer need external validation. You can stand confidently in your own skin, knowing that the approval you seek is already within you. And here's the powerful truth: when you focus on yourself and your growth, you inevitably become an agent of transformation in the world. Impacting the world doesn't require changing others first. It begins with you. When you refine yourself, when you focus on becoming the best version of who you are created to be, you automatically start to influence the world around you. People are drawn to what is authentic. Your clarity, your purpose, your energy will touch lives and change circumstances in ways you can't even imagine. And one last thing so today I challenge you to invest in your inner self. Take the time to cultivate your mind, to nurture your gifts, and to stay committed to your growth. Remember, the most powerful change starts from within. Focus on yourself, not from a place of selfishness, but from a place of strength. Because when you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you don't just change your own life, you change the world. Self-awareness is the foundation of everything that follows in your journey of growth and success. It is the starting point of your personal transformation, for without it, you cannot know your true potential, your purpose, or the direction that you need to take. Self-awareness is the ability to turn your attention inward and understand your own thoughts, feelings, desires, strengths, and weaknesses. It's a deep, honest examination of who you are, what drives you, and what holds you back. Many people spend their lives chasing external achievements, trying to prove their worth to others, or striving to meet societal standards. But the most profound truth is this: you cannot truly know where you are going if you do not know where you are right now. Without self-awareness, you are operating in a state of confusion, reacting to life instead of responding to it with purpose. You are like a ship adrift at sea, blown by every wind with no clear sense of direction. True self-awareness goes beyond surface-level reflection. It requires you to ask deep, uncomfortable questions. What do I believe about myself? What are my true desires and dreams? What are my limiting beliefs and fears that hold me back? When you engage with these questions honestly, you begin to peel back the layers that have been built up over time. Layers of conditioning, of false narratives, of influences from the outside world. In doing so, you come closer to understanding your authentic self. This kind of awareness helps you identify what truly matters to you, what you value most, and what you are capable of. It reveals the gifts you have within you, the strengths you can leverage, and the areas that need development. More importantly, it illuminates the areas where you've been lying to yourself, or where you've been influenced by others in ways that no longer serve you. Self-awareness gives you the clarity to distinguish between who you really are and who others have told you to be. Without self-awareness, you are like a person walking through life with their eyes closed, stumbling over obstacles, unaware of their surroundings, and unable to take full advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. But with self-awareness, your eyes are wide open. You see your flaws, yes, but you also see your potential. You understand where you need to grow, but you also recognize your strengths and how to use them. It is the key to unlocking your true potential. When you know yourself, you can take responsibility for your actions, thoughts, and choices. You become the master of your own life, no longer blaming others or external circumstances for where you are. Self-awareness is the power to choose. When you understand yourself deeply, you no longer react impulsively to life's challenges. Instead, you can respond with intentionality and purpose. Instead, you can respond with intentionality and purpose. You act according to your values, your vision, and your principles, not according to fleeting emotions or external pressures. In many ways, self-awareness is like having a map. It shows you where you are, what you have to work with, and where you want to go. It provides the direction for your journey and helps you navigate through the complexities of life. The clearer your self-awareness is, the clearer your vision of your path. The more you understand yourself, the more you can see the world clearly, not as a series of random events, but as a series of opportunities that align with your purpose. The journey of self-awareness is ongoing. It's not a destination you reach and then stop. As you evolve, your self-awareness deepens. You become more in tune with your inner voice, and you develop the ability to adapt, to learn from mistakes, and to grow continuously. It is through this ongoing process that you refine your purpose, align your life with your true self, and unlock the full potential of who you were created to be. This foundation of self-awareness is not just about understanding yourself in a personal sense. It also lays the groundwork for how you relate to others, how you engage with the world around you, and how you contribute to the greater good. When you are fully aware of your own potential, your strengths, and your areas for growth, you are better equipped to lead, to inspire, and to serve. And you become a beacon of authenticity and integrity, drawing others toward their own self-awareness and inspiring them to rise to their full potential. Hey! Here! At its core, self-awareness is the beginning of transformation. It is the spark that ignites the fire of personal growth. And from that fire comes the light that guides you toward your purpose. It is the power to know yourself. And from that power comes the strength to create a life that is in alignment with who you truly are. You must recognize that the true value lies within you, far beyond what external circumstances, achievements, or accolades might suggest. Often we look outside of ourselves to find validation, success, or a sense of worth. We compare ourselves to others, measure our achievements against societal standards, and allow the opinions of others to shape how we view our own potential. But the reality is, the greatest source of value is not what others think of you, but what you believe about yourself. Your value is intrinsic, not external. Each of us is born with unique gifts, talents, and abilities, things that no one else possesses in the same way. These are the seeds of your potential. Yet too many people go through life unaware of the richness within them, not realizing that everything they need to succeed is already present. Your potential is not something you acquire or seek externally. It is something you awaken and cultivate from within. When you begin to recognize this, you understand that your value is not defined by how much money you make, the position you hold, or the recognition you receive. It is defined by your unique ability to contribute to the world in ways only you can. The moment you begin to value your own potential, you stop measuring your worth against others. You stop trying to fit into a mold that was never designed for you. Instead, you embrace your own path, your own set of talents, and your own journey. To value your potential is to see the infinite possibilities within you. Possibilities that exist beyond the limitations you've placed on yourself, beyond the fears and doubts that often hold you back. Too often people are their own harshest critics. They dismiss their abilities, downplay their successes, and focus only on their weaknesses. They fail to see the extraordinary capacity they have to grow, to learn, to overcome, and to thrive. If you do not recognize your own potential, you will never give it the space it needs to flourish. It's like planting a seed and then doubting that it can grow into a tree because you are too focused on the soil and the conditions around it. But when you truly value your potential, you begin to nurture it. You water it with belief, and you protect it from negativity and doubt. The power to create the life you desire lies within you, and it starts when you believe that you are worthy of that life. When you value your potential, you stop waiting for permission to succeed. You stop waiting for the right moment, the perfect circumstances, or someone else to give you the go-ahead. You begin to take action, knowing that your potential is enough to carry you forward, even when the way seems uncertain. You trust in your own capacity to figure things out, to adapt, and to grow as you move along the path. Part of valuing your potential is recognizing that growth is not instantaneous. It is a journey that requires patience, discipline, and perseverance. When you see your potential, you understand that becoming the best version of yourself will take time and effort. You commit to the process of growth, knowing that every challenge, every setback is simply an opportunity for you to rise higher. The value of your potential is realized, not in moments of success alone, but in every step you take toward becoming the person you are meant to be. Another critical aspect of valuing your potential is refusing to settle for less than what you are capable of. So often people allow fear or complacency to keep them in situations where they are not growing, where their talents are being underutilized, or where they are not fully stepping into their power. They stay in jobs they dislike, in relationships that drain them, or in circumstances that limit their growth, simply because it feels easier than taking the leap into the unknown. But valuing your potential means never settling for less than the life that you are meant to create. It means refusing to let fear dictate your future, and instead embracing the discomfort that comes with pursuing your true purpose. And when you value your potential, you also recognize the responsibility that comes with it. Your potential is a gift, but it is also a responsibility to yourself and to the world around you. If you do not honor it, if you do not give it the attention and cultivation it deserves, you deny the world the opportunity to benefit from what you have to offer. The value of your potential is not just for your own benefit. It is meant to be shared, to be used in service of others, to make the world a better place. In that, the world comes together. And that's the crux of the matter. The more you value your own potential, the more you trust in the process of becoming who you are meant to be. You will no longer be swayed by doubts or the limitations that others try to impose on you. Instead, you will embrace the unique path that is yours to walk. You will move with confidence, with purpose, and with an unshakable belief in your ability to overcome anything that stands in your way. Valuing your potential means recognizing that you are not just here to survive, you're here to thrive. You're here to make an impact, to live with intention, and to bring forth the best of who you are. And when you truly value yourself, you stop apologizing for wanting more, for aiming higher, and for expecting greatness in your life. The world needs your potential, but first you must see it, nurture it, and believe in it yourself. Your mind is the most powerful tool you possess. It is the force that shapes every aspect of your life, from the smallest decisions to the grandest ambitions. Yet, most people fail to recognize the true power of their own minds. They allow external circumstances, emotions, and distractions to control their thoughts, often leading to confusion, frustration, and a lack of direction. Self-direction is the building block for you to control. Distraction is the lowest form of direction and a lack of direction. To master your mind is to take full control of your thoughts, your emotions, and your responses to the world around you. The mind is not a passive entity. It is a dynamic and potent force. It is the foundation upon which your reality is built. Every experience you have, every belief you hold, every action you take begins with a thought. These thoughts shape your perceptions, and your perceptions shape your reality. If you cannot master your mind, you cannot master your life. When you allow your mind to wander aimlessly, when you let negative or limiting thoughts dominate your consciousness, you become a slave to your circumstances. But when you take control of your mind, you step into your power as the creator of your own destiny. To master your mind requires discipline. It is not enough to simply wish for change or hope for better circumstances. You must actively train your mind, much like an athlete trains their body. This requires daily practice and a commitment to cultivating the right mental habits. Second, you must train your thoughts. Just as you would not expect a runner to be fast without putting in the effort to build strength and endurance, you cannot expect to think clearly, act decisively, or create positive outcomes without developing mental discipline. The first step in mastering your mind is awareness. You must become conscious of your thoughts and understand how they influence your life. Most people go through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without fully considering the impact of their thoughts. When you start to observe your thoughts, you begin to see patterns. Habits of thinking that either help or hinder your progress. Do you often find yourself caught in negative thinking, doubting your abilities, or focusing on what's wrong rather than what's right? These thought patterns do not serve you. They limit your potential, and they trap you in a cycle of self-doubt and inaction. Once you become aware of your thoughts, you can begin the work of changing them. You must take control over the thoughts that arise in your mind and redirect them toward your goals and your purpose. This requires a shift in your thinking from a reactive to a proactive state. Instead of letting circumstances dictate your mood or your perspective, you must learn to shape your response to life's challenges. When a problem arises, instead of reacting with frustration or fear, you can choose to see it as an opportunity for growth, a chance to build resilience, or a lesson in patience. The power to choose how you respond to any situation is one of the greatest gifts you have. Part of mastering your mind also involves understanding the nature of your emotions. Emotions are powerful, but they are not meant to control you. Emotions are simply responses to thoughts, and they do not have to dictate your actions. You must learn to observe your emotions without being consumed by them. For example, if you feel fear or anxiety, recognize that these emotions are often the result of negative or unproductive thoughts. Instead of letting these emotions control you, acknowledge them, but do not let them define your response. Mastery over your emotions comes when you learn to separate your feelings from your actions. Understanding that your emotional state is temporary and does not have to dictate your outcomes. The next step in mastering your mind is developing a clear mental focus. Without a focused mind, you will scatter your energy in too many directions, accomplishing little or nothing of significance. Focus is the key to achieving your goals. When your mind is clear and focused on your purpose, you can direct all of your energy toward your desired outcome. But focus is not something that happens automatically. It must be cultivated. To sharpen your focus, you must eliminate distractions, set clear intentions, and train your mind to concentrate on what matters most. This means saying no to things that pull you away from your purpose, whether they are unnecessary commitments, negative influences, or self-limiting beliefs. Your mind also must be cultivated with positive input. The things you read, the people you surround yourself with, and the content you consume have a profound impact on the way you think. If you fill your mind with negativity, you will produce negative results. But if you consciously feed your mind with positivity, knowledge, and inspiration, you will build a mental foundation that supports your growth and success. Seek out material that elevates you, books, podcasts, conversations, and experiences that inspire you to think bigger, act bolder, and live with purpose. Mastering your mind also requires patience and consistency. It's easy to start on the path of mental discipline, but it's far harder to stay committed when the results aren't immediate. Transformation of the mind is a lifelong process. It requires you to be patient with yourself, to stay committed to the work even when it feels difficult, and to trust that the process will bear fruit. Just as physical fitness requires regular exercise, mental fitness requires regular practice. The more you engage in mental training through practices like meditation, visualization, affirmations, and conscious decision-making, the stronger and more resilient your mind becomes. As you learn to master your mind, you will begin to notice a shift in how you experience life. You will become less reactive and more responsive. You will make decisions from a place of clarity, not confusion. You will be less affected by the opinions of others and more driven by your own purpose. You will move through life with greater confidence, knowing that you have the power to shape your thoughts, your emotions, and your actions. Mastering your mind is about reclaiming your power. When you master your mind, you unlock your true potential. You stop allowing life to happen to you, and instead, you start creating the life you desire. The more you train your mind, the more you align your thoughts with your purpose, and the more you realize that your mind is not just a tool for survival, it is the very instrument of your success. Mastering your mind is the first step in mastering your life. Self-development is not a destination, but a continuous journey. A lifelong commitment to growth, improvement, and transformation. Too many people view success as a fixed point, as if one day they will arrive and everything will fall into place. But the truth is, self-development is a process that doesn't have an endpoint. It is a constant unfolding, an ongoing evolution of who you are and who you are becoming. The person you are today is not the person you are meant to be tomorrow, and certainly not the person you will be in the future. Every day is an opportunity for progress, for refinement, for learning. When you embrace the idea that self-development is continuous, you understand that growth is not linear. It's not about achieving a set number of goals or reaching a specific position in life. It's about the constant movement forward, even when it feels like you're standing still. Every challenge you face, every setback, every moment of frustration is an opportunity to learn and to grow. Progress is often invisible, but it's happening all the time. Like a seed that grows underground before it breaks the surface. The changes you make within yourself may not always be immediately visible, but they are happening, and they are shaping who you are becoming. Self-development requires a mindset of lifelong learning. The world around you is constantly changing, and so too must you. The skills you have today, the knowledge you possess, and the mindset you hold may not be enough to sustain you in the future. Therefore, you must make a commitment to constantly evolve. Learning never stops. This means seeking new knowledge, challenging your beliefs, acquiring new skills, and embracing new experiences that push you outside your comfort zone. It means staying curious and open to the possibilities that the future holds. It's easy to become complacent, especially when you feel like you've reached a certain level of success or mastery in one area of your life. But when you stop developing, you stop growing. The moment you think you've arrived, you begin to decline. Complacency is the enemy of progress. It lulls you into a false sense of security, making you believe you can rest on your laurels, that the work is done. But true growth happens in the discomfort, in the effort, and in the willingness to challenge yourself and your existing paradigms. The moment you stop challenging yourself, you stop evolving. This continuous journey of self-development also requires resilience. Growth doesn't happen without its challenges. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the obstacles seem too great, when the progress feels too slow. But these are the moments that define you. Resilience is the ability to keep moving forward, even when it feels like the world is pushing against you. It's the refusal to let setbacks derail your progress. Now, every failure, every mistake, every rejection is an opportunity to become stronger, smarter, and more prepared for the next step in your journey. The key is not in avoiding challenges, but in learning how to navigate them with perseverance and strength. Self-development also requires self-awareness, because you cannot grow if you don't know where you need to improve. You must continually check in with yourself, asking, what do I need to work on? What are my weaknesses, and how can I address them? What habits do I need to break, and what new habits do I need to cultivate? This kind of reflection ensures that your growth is intentional and aligned with your goals. It's easy to get caught up in busy work, to spend your days reacting to life's demands without ever taking a moment to pause and assess whether you're on the right path. But without regular reflection, your journey will lack direction, and you may find yourself moving in circles rather than moving forward with purpose. Self-development requires the courage to embrace change, to let go of the person you were yesterday in order to become the person you are meant to be tomorrow. The fear of change is one of the most significant obstacles that many people face. Change often brings discomfort, uncertainty, and even fear of failure. But growth requires that you embrace the unknown. You must be willing to release your attachment to the past in order to step into a new version of yourself. The more you hold on to what's familiar, the more you limit your potential. The willingness to change, to adapt, and to step into the unknown is what will carry you forward on your journey of self-development. Alongside this, self-development is about aligning your actions with your values and purpose. Your growth is meaningless if it does not align with your deeper sense of why you're here, what you stand for, and what impact you want to make. When you develop yourself purely for external reasons, such as for wealth, fame, or approval, you miss the point. True self-development is rooted in a sense of purpose that transcends external rewards. It's about becoming the person you're meant to be, living according to your values, and fulfilling your higher calling. When your development is aligned with your purpose, your journey becomes infinitely more fulfilling and meaningful. As you progress on this journey, you will also come to understand that self-development is not a solo endeavor. We grow best when we are connected to others who are also committed to their own growth. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, mentors, and coaches who inspire and challenge you can accelerate your own development. These relationships provide feedback, encouragement, and accountability, and they push you to go further than you could on your own. Collaboration and shared wisdom make the journey richer and more impactful. Self-development is about embracing the process itself, not just the outcome. When you focus too much on the destination, you miss the beauty of the journey. Growth is a series of small steps, small victories, and daily commitments that accumulate over time. It is not about achieving perfection. It's about becoming better today than you were yesterday. When you embrace the continuous journey of self-development, you find joy in the process itself, knowing that each day brings you one step closer to your highest potential. And goes back to this message of freedom from self-imposed limitations. The continuous journey of self-development is a path of transformation. A path that takes you deeper into understanding who you are and what you are capable of. It is a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself, not for the sake of arriving at some final point, but for the sake of continually evolving into a person who is ever grinding, ever expanding, and ever reaching toward greatness. Too often, we base our sense of worth on the approval and validation of others. We measure our success by how others perceive us, how many likes we receive on social media, or how much praise we get from colleagues, friends, or family. This external validation, while momentarily satisfying, is ultimately unreliable and fleeting. The truth is, true fulfillment and success cannot come from external sources, must come from within. When you seek validation from others, you are handing over control of your self-worth to factors that are beyond your influence. You allow your emotions, your confidence, and your sense of accomplishment to be determined by the opinions, judgments, and perceptions of others. People who may not even fully understand your journey, your struggles, or your unique path. External validation is by its very nature transient. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. No matter how tightly you grip it, it slips away. A compliment today can be forgotten tomorrow. A high score in a competition can be overshadowed by a new competitor. A moment of admiration can easily fade into the next person's pursuit of approval. If your happiness is based on others' approval, you are placing your peace and sense of self in something that is beyond your control. When you stop seeking external validation, you begin to tap into a deeper source of confidence, a confidence that is rooted in your own understanding of your value. You are worthy because you say you are worthy, not because someone else tells you so. True self-worth is an internal understanding, a quiet assurance that who you are and what you do matters, regardless of what others think. It's knowing that your efforts, your values, and your intentions are aligned with your higher purpose. This inner confidence doesn't require validation from the outside world, because it comes from a deep, unshakable belief in your own worthiness and potential. One of the dangers of seeking external validation is that it leads you to live for others rather than for yourself. When you constantly seek approval, you begin to shape your choices, your behavior, and even your identity around what you think others expect from you. This keeps you trapped in a cycle of trying to please people who may never truly understand your vision or your journey. You begin to conform to others' standards, abandoning your own dreams and desires in an effort to be accepted or admired. But your true power comes when you stand in your own truth. When you live authentically, regardless of whether others approve. To stop seeking external validation is to embrace your own judgment and trust your own voice. It means trusting yourself enough to make decisions that are aligned with your values and goals, even if those decisions are not popular or well understood by others. It is a declaration that you are the authority in your own life, and no one else's opinion holds more weight than your own. When you stop seeking validation, you begin to develop a stronger sense of autonomy, of ownership over your choices and your life's direction. You stop waiting for permission to live your truth and start taking the steps that are right for you, not for anyone else. There is a freedom that comes with no longer seeking approval. You no longer find yourself in a cycle of needing constant praise or recognition to feel good about yourself. You can celebrate your achievements, big or small, without needing anyone to affirm them for you. You begin to find joy in the process, in the journey, and in the fulfillment that comes from within, rather than the praise that comes from others. Your confidence becomes steady, not dependent on the fluctuations of other people's opinions. When you validate yourself, you empower yourself. This self-empowerment becomes the foundation upon which your success is built. It's no longer a house built on shifting sands, but on solid ground. Learning to trust in your own validation allows you to live authentically. You stop measuring your worth against someone else's success or standards. Instead of comparing yourself to others, you start comparing yourself to the person you were yesterday, striving to be better, not for anyone else, but for yourself. Your progress is measured not by how others see you, but by how you see yourself and how you feel about the path you are on. This self-assurance creates an inner peace because you are no longer in competition with the world. You are in competition with the version of yourself that you were before. And each day is an opportunity to grow and improve on that version. There is immense power in living for yourself. When you stop seeking external validation, you also free yourself from the constant anxiety of what others think. You no longer live in fear of judgment or rejection because you know your value is not contingent on anyone's approval. You begin to make choices that align with your values and vision, even if those choices are unconventional or misunderstood by others. This freedom allows you to live more authentically, to take risks, and to pursue dreams that are uniquely your own. When you no longer seek external validation, you become less affected by criticism. Constructive feedback becomes a tool for growth, not a personal attack on your worth. You learn to separate yourself from your work, your actions, and your creations. Criticism, when it comes, no longer threatens your sense of identity or self-esteem. Instead, you view it objectively, with the mindset of someone who is committed to personal growth and improvement. When you stop seeking validation from others, you begin to unlock the full potential of who you are. You start living your life with authenticity, creativity, and courage, knowing that your worth is not determined by anyone else's opinion, but by your own belief in yourself. You begin to take ownership of your success and failure, understanding that you are the one who shapes your destiny. This internal validation becomes the fuel that drives you toward your goals, and it's what sustains you when the external world doesn't applaud you. Your inner strength, rooted in self-belief, becomes the foundation upon which you build your life, your success, and your peace. Focus is a powerful force. It is the ability to direct your energy, attention, and efforts toward a specific goal or purpose with unwavering determination. The world is filled with distractions, with competing demands for your time, energy, and attention. From the constant barrage of information to the pressure of social expectations, it's easy to get caught up in the noise and lose sight of what truly matters. But the people who made the greatest impact on the world are not those who are easily swayed or pulled in a million different directions. They are the ones who have mastered the art of focus. Those who have learned to direct their energy toward their deepest passions, their highest goals, and their most significant missions. When you focus with intention, you align your actions with purpose. You stop wasting time on activities that do not contribute to your vision. Every decision you make, every action you take becomes a step in the direction of your goal. The power of focus is that it allows you to channel all your resources, mental, emotional, and physical, toward a single objective. This focused energy becomes like a laser beam, carving through obstacles and resistance, carving a clear path toward success. In a world full of noise, your ability to stay focused on what truly matters becomes your greatest asset. To impact the world through your focus, you must first identify what is truly important to you. Too many people live their lives reacting to external circumstances, allowing the world to dictate their priorities and desires. But when you are clear on your purpose, you are no longer swayed by the opinions or expectations of others. Focus begins with clarity of purpose. When you know what you are here to do, what drives you and what you stand for, everything else falls into perspective. You no longer waste time on things that do not align with your mission. You stop saying yes to every opportunity that comes your way, and you learn the power of saying no to distractions that take you off course. Having a clear sense of purpose helps you develop the discipline to stay focused even when challenges arise. Focus is not just about keeping your eyes on the prize. It's about cultivating the inner strength to remain committed even when the road is difficult. Challenges will always arise. This is a certainty. But focus gives you the resilience to keep moving forward no matter how tough it gets. People who impact the world are not immune to failure or difficulty. In fact, they face many of the same struggles as everyone else. The difference is that their focus drives them to push through adversity, to learn from their mistakes, and to stay aligned with their purpose. They don't allow setbacks to derail them. They use them as fuel to keep going. Another key to impacting the world through your focus is understanding that your influence begins with your own growth. To have a significant impact on the world, you must first cultivate the strengths, skills, and mindset necessary to achieve your own highest potential. When you focus on your own development, whether that's learning new skills, expanding your knowledge, or building emotional resilience, you become more capable of contributing to the world in meaningful ways. Your growth directly influences your ability to make a difference. The more you improve, the more effectively you can serve, inspire, and lead others. Focus also allows you to overcome the distractions that prevent you from fully engaging with the world around you. The world has more distractions than ever before, and without focus, you can easily be pulled in 1,000 different directions. When you master your focus, you stop reacting to every external stimulus, and instead you take control of your time and energy. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through social media or attending meetings that don't add value to your mission, you choose to invest your time in activities that propel you toward your goals. By making these conscious decisions, you become more productive, more effective, and ultimately more impactful. To impact the world, your focus must also extend to the bigger picture. Focus is not just about personal success. It's about how your actions contribute to the greater good. It's easy to get caught up in individual achievements, getting that promotion, completing a project, gaining recognition. But true impact comes when your focus extends beyond yourself. When your work, your efforts, and your energy contribute to the well-being of others, to the progress of society, or to the betterment of the world, your focus becomes a force for collective change. The greatest impact is often made when individuals direct their focus towards solving problems that affect humanity as a whole, whether it's addressing inequality, climate change, or educational disparities. When your focus is aligned with a higher purpose, your ability to influence the world grows exponentially. But focus requires sacrifice. To truly make an impact, you must be willing to give up certain comforts, conveniences, or distractions. You must prioritize what matters most and be willing to let go of things that do not serve your mission. This sacrifice is not about deprivation, but about redirection, redirecting your time, energy, and resources toward the things that will help you achieve your purpose. It means letting go of short-term pleasures in favor of long-term rewards. It means saying no to things that take you away from your mission. It means having the courage to ignore the noise and stay steadfast in your pursuit of your goal. When you focus on your mission, you also inspire others to do the same. The energy you exude when you are focused on something meaningful is contagious. People are drawn to those who have a clear sense of purpose and direction. Your passion, your commitment, and your discipline will inspire others to take action in their own lives. This ripple effect is one of the most powerful ways to impact the world. Your focused efforts can spark a chain reaction, inspiring others to find their own purpose and pursue their own missions. There is one thing that I know about you. Focus helps you maintain momentum. Many people give up on their goals because they lose focus or they become overwhelmed by the sheer amount of work required. Momentum is built through consistency and sustained effort. And focus is the key to maintaining that effort over time. When you stay focused, you develop a rhythm and a flow that propels you forward, even when the path gets tough. It's like a snowball rolling downhill. Each small step compounds, building momentum and increasing your influence. Your ability to focus also determines the quality of the work you produce. When you're truly focused, your creativity, your productivity, and your effectiveness are heightened. You can produce more, think more clearly, and execute more efficiently when you're fully engaged in your work. This level of concentration allows you to create the kind of impact that lasts, because it ensures that everything you do is done with excellence and intention. The world needs people who are focused, people who can direct their energy toward meaningful causes, people who understand that true impact is not a result of scattered efforts, but of concentrated, purposeful action. When you learn to focus, you tap into your greatest potential for change. Your energy becomes a force that moves mountains, your actions become a catalyst for transformation, and your impact stretches far beyond what you may have thought possible. The true power of focus lies in its ability to transform not just your life, but the world around you. When you commit to focusing on what matters most, you unlock the strength to overcome any obstacle, to endure any challenge, and to create something lasting. It is not the loudest voices or the most obvious efforts that leave the deepest mark, but the quiet, determined actions of those who stay focused on their mission. Every moment you spend focused on your purpose brings you closer to making the impact you were born to make. It is the consistency, the discipline, and the courage to say no to distractions and yes to your vision that propels you toward greatness. And remember, your impact does not need to be grand to be significant. Small, focused actions done with intention can ripple out in ways that you may never fully see, but they are powerful all the same. So, stay focused, stay committed, and remember that you are capable of changing the world in ways that only you can. When you harness the power of focus, you tap into an unstoppable force that not only shapes your future, but also influences the world for the better. The world is waiting for your impact, so make it count. Thank you.